this is project 2.5a. I decided to create a light switch, which is using a servo motor and two push buttons with a nano in this case, since I wasn't able to get my Permaproto working. So one button is for it to be on, and one button is for the lights to be off. Now on to the code. So instead of talking about the code, I just decided to focus on the circuit and hopefully give a better understanding instead of just talking about the code. So firstly, I decided to use a nano instead of 18 mega just because I was having some problems with the 18 mega and it was frustrating me. So I decided to use the nano. Basically, the goal of the project is to turn the servo 180 degrees to turn on the lights and to turn it back 180 degrees to turn off the lights. How I do that is with two interrupt pins on D2 and D3. Those are the interrupt pins that the Nano gives you that are recovered for it. And the interrupt is basically looking for a value of 1 or 0, so rising or falling. Once it gets that value, then whatever the operator, so the Nano, is doing, it stops and goes and does that code right away. And then it'll come back, of course. But basically, so when I send a rising value of 1 to the D3, it then fulfills the code of changing the value of where the servo should be to 180. And then for the second button, for when I send a rising value to D2, it then changes the value of where the servo should be to 0 degrees. And that's being sent to the values of the buttons, so the values of the interrupts, is being sent to DH, which then goes to the control pin, the brown one. The orange pin is the power and the red pin is ground, but the D8 values are going to the control pin, which then changes the value of where the servo is. And then I thought I would quickly show my Permaproto. I wasn't able to get it working, but I thought I would show it because I put in some, definitely some effort. Basically, the consensus that my classmates got is that basically there's a tracing difference between the black Permapro from the last project to this Permapro, the blue one. So I hopefully will be able to figure whatever it is and fix it for part B of the project. Hopefully this was better than my usual video, and hopefully you enjoyed it. All right, thank you for listening, and goodbye.